There is a highway that locals talk about in hushed voices. A road so infamous that anyone who lives nearby knows its rules by heart. If you ever travel on this highway at night and someone asks you for a lift, never stop. Never stop. If someone blocks your way, cries for help, or stands in the middle of the road, never get out of your car. And if you must pass through it, keep your eyes forward and your foot ready. On the accelerator, this highway had taken many lives, but its secrets were known only to those who survived long enough to tell them. One night, a man who was not from the city decided to use this highway as a shortcut. He had no idea about its dark reputation. To him, it was just another empty road shown on the map. Saving time and fuel, confident and calm, he drove into the darkness, unaware that he was breaking the most important rule. The road was silent. No traffic, no lights, just endless asphalt stretching into the night. For a while, the drive felt peaceful. The man relaxed, enjoying the quiet, believing the locals were simply superstitious. Then, without warning, something appeared in front of his car. The impact was brutal. The car jerked violently as if it had struck a human body. His heart nearly stopped. He slammed the brakes and jumped out, shaking, certain that he had just killed someone. But what he saw made no sense. Standing in front of the car was a woman. She was beautiful, dressed neatly, her face calm. Strangely, there wasn't a single drop of blood, no broken bones, not even a scratch. It was as if the accident had never happened. In a cold, unnatural voice, she spoke. "Take me to the next highway." Before he could process what was happening, she opened the car door and sat in the back seat. And that was the moment his journey turned into a nightmare. The man drove on, confused and uneasy. He tried to speak to the woman, asking how she had appeared on the road and whether she needed medical help. There was no response. The silence inside the car felt heavy, suffocating. Every time he glanced at the rearview mirror, he could see her sitting still, her head slightly lowered, her face hidden in shadow. He asked again, no answer. A strange fear crept into his chest. Something about her presence felt wrong. Slowly, he raised his eyes toward the mirror again. What he saw nearly made him lose control of the car. Her reflection was no longer human. Her face was twisted, her eyes hollow and dark, her mouth stretched into an unnatural smile. Panic flooded his body. He slammed the brakes and turned around to look directly at the back seat. The woman was gone. His breathing grew heavy. His hands trembled as he looked forward again. She... pressed against the front windshield, staring straight into his eyes, her face horrifying and inhuman. She screamed without sound, her eyes burning with hatred. The man let out a terrified cry and floored the accelerator. The car sped down the highway, engine roaring. The woman slid off the windshield and vanished into the darkness. He didn't stop. He didn't look back. He managed to escape the highway, believing it was finally over. But he was wrong. From that night onward, he began seeing her everywhere, in reflections, in shadows, in his dreams. No matter where he went, her presence followed him. The woman had not asked for a ride. She had claimed him. The next day, the man looked exhausted. His eyes were hollow, his body weak, as if something had drained the life from him. Friends noticed his strange behavior, but he told no one what had happened on the highway. He couldn't. Every time he closed his eyes, she was there, watching, waiting. By nightfall, the fear had completely consumed him. He felt cold, numb, as if his soul no longer belonged to him. He knew something was terribly wrong, but there was no escape. That night, he was found dead. There were no signs of struggle, no wounds, no explanation. Doctors couldn't determine the cause. It was as if life had simply left his body. Locals weren't surprised. They knew the truth. The woman on the highway was not human. She was a soul that had died violently on that road long ago. Anyone who stopped for her, anyone who gave her a ride, paid the price with their life. She didn't want help. She wanted souls, and once she takes one, she never lets it go. To this day, the highway remains empty at night. Drivers who know the story never stop, and those who don't are never seen again. Because on that road, some passengers are not meant to be saved.